Hi, I'm Denise.
And I'm Tom.
And we are Hopelessly Lost. Okay, last night was the penultimate episode.
What?
Penultimate, the second to last one. And it was also probably the most satisfying episode we've seen in a long, long time.
Since Hurley in the van.
This one actually answered more questions than it raises.
Whoa, what a concept!
And I can almost see how it might be possible to wrap this thing up in 2.5 hours on Sunday.
By the way, that final episode Sunday is 9 to 11:30. That's 150 minutes. I'm willing to bet that if you take the commercials out, you got 108 minutes of Lost. That's the sum of 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, and 42. You heard it here first.
That's right. This one had revelations and shockers.
It sure did. And some people, what needed killing, got what they deserved.
And it was back to the parallel timelines. In LA, Desmond seems to be on a mission to gather everyone together, apparently to go to a concert. I don't know what that's all about. He conveniently goes and gets himself arrested so that he can get incarcerated with Saeed and Kate and spring them with a little help from Hurley. And Ana Lucia shows up as a dirty cop.
who sacrifices her entire career for $135,000, was it?
Yeah.
And that didn't make a whole lot of sense. Anyway,
it's kind of stupid in the other timeline, too.
The big revelation in the LA timeline came when Desmond is beating Ben to a pulp in the school parking lot.
Yeah, well, and he seemed to kind of see through to the other timeline there, which is a little weird because isn't it true love that was supposed to be the thing that helped you see through? But I guess he just loves getting beaten up.
I guess so. Anyway, so Ben asks Des why he's trying to kill Locke. And Desmond responds that he's not trying to kill Locke, he's trying to help him let go. Yeah.
Another key scene in that timeline is when Locke comes to see Jack and agrees to finally get out of this chair. Big deal, right? They get into a long discussion about coincidence and fate, and that is the essence of Jack and Locke, really.
It sure is. And then there's that whole scene where Ben goes home with Alex and her mom for a nice coq au vin dinner. And I always wondered what Daniel would look like when she was cleaned up. And
yeah, there was that sweet little moment though where Ben gets all choked up about Alex, and that was sweet. But meanwhile, Ben back on the island, things are heating up, and Ben, back to being typical Ben, right, helps Widmore and Zoe hide from Locke that betrays them. Okay.
He's in my closet.
Widmore reveals to Locke that he's brought Desmond to the island as kind of a last resort to a failsafe to beat the smoke monster in case Jacob and his protectors can no longer keep the smoke monster in check. Then
bye-bye, Widmore. Bye-bye, Zoe.
Yeah. Bye-bye, Richard, maybe? Because the smoke monster takes him out, goes flying through the air. It's not clear. He was attacked by the smoke monster, but can Richard be killed?
Don't know. I suspect we'll see him again.
Yeah.
He's too good a character. Sawyer actually expresses some remorse for Jin and Son's death. Jack says, no, it's not your fault, it's Locke's fault, but it's Sawyer's fault.
All right. Hurley, meanwhile, sees young Jacob in the woods. The young kid asks for his ashes, which Hurley had taken. We finally know what was in the bag, okay? Hurley took a bag, and it turns out to be some of Jacob's ashes that Ilana had taken. And Hurley chases Jacob through the woods.
Yeah, this 350-pound guy chasing this kid who's born and raised on this island. And it catches him!
Well, maybe that explains why when Hurley finally catches up, Jacob is fully grown, and he's sitting before a fire. Jacob says he put his ashes in the fire, and once the fire's burned out, we'll never see him again.
And that leads to this great scene where Jacob lays it all out for Hurley and Jack and Kate and Sawyer. He tells them one of them needs to become the island's protector. And he says, I'll give you something I never had, a choice.
Yeah. A little convenient, I might say. A little bit of a writer's crutch. But he also tells Kate that she's still the ready, even though her name was crossed off the list. Why? Because she became a mother.
Yes. But, of course, who steps forward? Jack. Mr. Hero.
My favorite quote in the whole thing was Sawyer saying, oh, like he didn't already have a God complex.
So Jack drinks the water, much like Jacob did last week's episode, and he becomes the protector. Not quite sure what that means, though. Can he be killed?
Yeah. I think he can be killed, but maybe not by Locke. But Ben, is sitting around perfectly willing to do it for him.
He's done it before. He killed Jacob, didn't he? So it all sets up the finale really beautifully. I think one of three things has to happen. Either Jack defeats Locke and saves the island, or Locke defeats Jack but Desmond saves the island, or, and this would be the really cool twist, Locke wins. Evil triumphs. Smokey escapes.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be a cool twist?
It would. I can't believe really that this whole thing is almost over.
Well, be sure to check out the life section in Sunday's Times Union, where we're going to have lots of facts and juicy details about the big finale.
That's right. Also, Sunday night, 9 to 11:30 p.m., we'll be live blogging the entire show, so join us. You can see Jacksonville.com for details. And on Monday, we're coming back for a morning after, kind of a Monday morning quarterback about the show, and you can share, what you thought about how it ended.
Hopelessly Lost live.
And as always, you can follow Jack Gax on Twitter or become a fan of Jack Jacksonville on Facebook.
Until then,
we are
hopelessly lost.
Hopelessly lost.
Penultimately hopelessly lost.